In the dead of night, as countless eyes were glued to their screens, watching SpaceX's live feed from the void beyond, something unthinkable happened. Without warning, the feed suddenly shut down, leaving viewers in silence, because moments before, the cameras had locked onto an eerie, unexplained anomaly that seemed to slither its way into our solar system. This wasn't your typical space debris or passing comet. No, this was something different. Something that made the folks at SpaceX hit the panic button and kill the broadcast. What did SpaceX see that was so terrifying it could be shared with the world? Back in 1969, everyone was amazed when Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon. But then people kinda lost interest in space. It was like, been there, done that. But then along came SpaceX, and suddenly everyone was excited about space again. Elon Musk had this wild dream of sending people to Mars, but space travel was super expensive, so he decided to do something about it. He started SpaceX in 2002 with a mission to make space travel cheaper and easier for everyone. SpaceX did some pretty awesome stuff over the years. They built rockets called Falcon 1 and Falcon 9, and a spaceship called Dragon. But the coolest part, they figured out how to reuse parts of their rockets, which saved a ton of money. Plus, they're building this huge rocket called Starship that'll take us to Mars one day. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. Now, SpaceX's live feed is just one of the creative ways they let people tickle their curiosities about space, because it lets you see things happening out there, way above Earth. But the camera suddenly turned off right when some big unknown things appeared on the screen. Now everyone's asking, what were those things and why did the camera stop? Some are wondering if we saw something in space that we weren't supposed to see, or maybe it was just a simple glitch. Whatever it was, it reminds us that space is still full of surprises that we don't know about yet. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Some folks out there who are into all things extraterrestrial started buzzing about this mysterious object. They speculated that maybe, just maybe, it was a spaceship from another world. I mean, think about it. It's big. It's visible near the space station. Kinda makes you wonder if there are some highly intelligent aliens out there keeping an eye on us, right? You see, there are all sorts of possible reasons why the live feed suddenly shut down. It could be something as mundane as equipment glitches or data loss. Totally normal stuff when you're dealing with technology on this scale. Plus, let's not forget that this live feed isn't just about satisfying our curiosity. It's also about keeping an eye on things for security reasons. And sometimes you might see something that makes you go, wait, what was that? For example, the International Space Station, or ISS, circles far above the Earth, carrying out important research every day, and there have been rumors going around about a mysterious flying object near the station, which has gotten people curious and talking. Despite the curiosity of the public, officials have chosen not to comment. Back in 2018, while outside the spacecraft, astronaut Chris Cassidy saw something strange nearby that got scientists curious. Cassidy informed ground control about the sighting as per the standard procedure, but he later explained that it might be debris or insulation, not from outer space. The ISS is a huge spacecraft where astronauts live and work, circling the Earth every hour and a half at a height of 250 miles. When put together in space, the parts of this structure weigh around 1 million pounds. It has living spaces, labs, and places for spacecraft to connect. Cameras such as the Columbus Eye provide Earth views that help with research and involve the public, even though there have been debates about camera access during live streams. The ISS is still carrying out its mission. One of the experiments conducted was the Twin Study, which looked at the health of twin astronauts and found important physical changes caused by space travel. The Spheres project demonstrates how autonomous systems can work in space without gravity, which is important for future space exploration. Despite facing difficulties, the ISS is transforming space research and global partnerships, influencing the future of humanity in space. The Mantell UFO incident, which is named after pilot Thomas F. Mantell, is still considered important. In 1948, his research for an unknown object came to a sad end, leading to rumors of possible alien activity. The team looks into sightings of unidentified flying objects, studying information to figure out what they are. There's a new small moon circling asteroid Dinkinesh, and scientists have found more than 5,000 exoplanets. The James Webb Space Telescope took clear pictures of what happened after a supernova, giving us a better understanding of space events. Just like that, the Curiosity rover found proof of old lakes on Mars, shaking up what we thought we knew. The Hubble Space Telescope recorded a supernova's explosion with incredible detail, revealing the intricate nature of the universe. So, with the presence of a camera feed such as these, it's not unusual we find unexplainable phenomena every now and then, but these findings help us grasp more about the universe and where we fit in it, encouraging further exploration and scientific investigation. As humans explore more of space, every new discovery helps us understand the secrets of the universe. And since we're already diving deep into the endless possibilities and discoveries beyond Earth, let's chat about the 14 big moments that have defined SpaceX, Elon Musk's brainchild, that's revolutionizing space travel as we know it. Imagine a world where a single split incident could ignite the spark to launch 1,000 spaceships. Sounds like a plot from a sci-fi novel, right? But that's exactly what happened with Elon Musk. After being slighted during a trip to Russia where he was looking to buy rockets for his Mars dream, he thought, why not start my own rocket company? And just like that, SpaceX was born, turning what sounded like a page from a fantasy into reality. In 2005, SpaceX unveiled its first rocket, the Falcon 1. Named in a nod to the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, this wasn't just any rocket, it was an expendable vehicle that could reach orbit around Earth. The cool part, it cost about $100 million to build, which is like finding a diamond in the rough in the space industry. Then came Dragon, a spacecraft named after Puff the Magic Dragon. Musk chose this name because many doubted his ambitious vision. Little did they know, this impossible dream was just getting started. By 2006, Musk had put a significant chunk of his fortune into SpaceX. The company faced its share of early failures, with 3 launch attempts that didn't quite hit the mark. These setbacks were so severe that they nearly bankrupted SpaceX. But like any good underdog story, it's not about the fall, it's about the comeback. And what a comeback it was. The 4th launch of Falcon in 2008 was a hit, marking the first time a privately funded liquid-fueled rocket reached orbit. This success wasn't just a win for SpaceX, it was a game-changer for the entire space industry. Fast forward to 2012 and SpaceX's Dragon became the first commercial spacecraft to dock with the International Space Station. Imagine sending a robot to a space fortress and having it return with space treasures. That's essentially what happened, and it was just the beginning. SpaceX's journey wasn't without its bumps. In 2015, a Falcon 9 exploded shortly after liftoff, and another mishap followed in 2016. But SpaceX's resilience shone through, achieving its first successful recovery of a rocket's first stage later that year. In 2018, SpaceX sent a Tesla Roadster to space aboard the Falcon Heavy rocket. With Starman at the wheel, this symbolized the boundless potential of what humans can achieve. Plus, it gave us the fastest sports car in the universe. How cool is that? 2020 was a landmark year as SpaceX brought human spaceflight back to the US. The Crew Dragon's launch with astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken was a historic moment, ending the US's reliance on Russian rockets for crewed missions. Then there's Starship, the crown jewel in Musk's vision for Mars colonization. After a few explosive tests, the Starship prototype successfully landed in 2021, proving that the dream of reusable space travel could become a reality. But space is difficult and challenges are part of the journey. Starship's first orbital test in 2023 ended in an explosion. Yet, it was a step forward in the relentless pursuit of innovation. Not stopping at rockets, SpaceX launched Inspiration 4 in 2021. The first all-civilian spaceflight, turning ordinary people into astronauts and raising funds for charity. This mission showed that space is not just for astronauts, it's for everyone. SpaceX has not only broken records but shattered expectations, launching over 100 successful missions with the Falcon 9, and creating a network of satellites to provide internet across the globe. From the brink of bankruptcy to becoming a leader in space exploration, SpaceX's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance, innovation, and dreaming big. And let's not forget the Starlink project, aiming to wrap the Earth in high-speed internet. It's like laying the internet's backbone across the sky, ensuring no corner of our planet is left in the digital dark. Starlink is like the internet's fast lane, reaching out to the most remote corners of our planet, from icy Antarctica to the bustling streets of New York, all through a constellation of satellites swirling around Earth, just a stone's throw away in space terms, at about 342 miles up. Now, let's talk about numbers, because Starlink isn't just a tech marvel, it's a financial juggernaut for SpaceX. In 2022, Starlink brought in a whopping $1.4 billion. And by the time the leaves started falling in November 2023, Musk announced that Starlink had hit a financial milestone. It was making enough money to cover its costs. This isn't just pocket change, it's the kind of cash flow that fuels dreams of Mars colonies and moon bases. Experts are eyeing Starlink as the powerhouse, potentially making up 40% of SpaceX's entire business, translating to over $3 billion. Now that's a lot of rocket fuel. Launched into the stars in 2019, Starlink has been on a meteoric rise, with over 2 million users now enjoying the buffer-free cat videos and crystal-clear video calls from over 60 countries. It's been a game-changer for places where the internet was as scarce as water in a desert, helping people stay connected during natural disasters and even in the midst of war, like in Ukraine. But it's not all applause for Musk. Some folks are worried he's stepping into a political minefield, and astronomers aren't thrilled about these satellites photobombing their cosmic photo shoots. With about 5,000 of these satellites in orbit, Starlink's got the majority share in the satellite world. This expansion happened at warp speed, showing just how ambitious SpaceX is. The consumer satellite market is huge, worth over $92 billion, and Starlink is eyeing a big slice of that cosmic pie. One of Starlink's superpowers is its orbit. Unlike traditional satellites that hang out way higher in space, Starlink's crew zooms around closer to Earth. This means they can send data faster than a speeding bullet, making the internet quicker and more reliable, especially in those hard-to-reach places. And it's not just for folks at home. Ships sailing the high seas and planes cruising the skies are signing up for Starlink, showing just how versatile the service is. Here's the kicker: SpaceX is a one-stop shop for Starlink. They build the satellites, launch them, and run the whole show, cutting out the middleman and speeding up the process. This DIY approach has let SpaceX spread Starlink's wings fast, despite the hefty price tag on those space gadgets. But as Starlink's constellation grows bigger, so do the concerns. There's talk about space becoming the next battleground, worries about the impact of all these satellites on our night sky, and debates about who gets to control the space superhighway. It's a complex web of issues that has people calling for more rules and regulations up among the stars. Despite these challenges, Starlink is a shining example of SpaceX's ambition, not just to connect the world, but to expand humanity's horizons into space. It's a testament to the power of innovation and the drive to explore, making Starlink not just a network of satellites, but a bridge to the future of human space exploration. During a virtual chinwag at the International Astronautical Congress, a global meetup for space wizards, Musk laid down some tantalizing tidbits about Starship. This isn't your average rocket. We're talking about a behemoth of technology, a giant leap towards making humanity a multiplanetary species. Musk mentioned, "I think it's sort of feasible within the next 4 years to do an uncrewed test landing there." And knowing Musk, when he sets his sights on something, the universe listens. Musk's got some new tricks up his sleeve. For Starship's next performance, the rocket's engines ignited mid-air, a daring move known as hot staging. It's like lighting a candle from a bonfire in space. This maneuver is not just cool, but also efficient, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And for those of you wondering about humans taking a stroll on Mars, hold your space horses. While 2024 might not be the year we pack our bags for Mars, Starship's got a busy schedule ahead. Imagine a rocket that not only lands back on Earth, but gets caught by giant arms in a mid-air embrace. That's right, SpaceX is planning to revolutionize how rockets return home, making space travel as easy as hopping on a bus. Next up on the launch calendar are the next-generation Starlink satellites, hitching a ride on expendable Starship stages. While Musk and his interstellar dreams were the stars of the show, let's not forget about the moon. Yes, Starship is also set to play a crucial role in NASA's Artemis program, taking astronauts from lunar orbit down to the moon's surface. With a mission penciled in for the late 2025 or maybe 2026, it's clear that SpaceX is not just aiming for the stars, but planning to land on them. So, what's the takeaway from Musk's cosmic update? Mars is on the horizon, and SpaceX is gearing up for an adventure of galactic proportions. With Starship's next test, the future of space travel, and Mars within our grasp, it's an exciting time to be alive. Let's rocket into some recent headlines that have the space community buzzing. The Falcon 9, a name that's become synonymous with reliability and awe in the space industry, has just aced its 300th successful mission. And Musk, ever the proud parent, was quick to share a high five with his team on X, cheering on his incredible achievement. But wait, there's more. Earlier this month, a momentous event unfolded that took us back to the moon, not just to leave footprints and flags, but to pave a new path for exploration and discovery. The Nova C lander, affectionately named Odysseus, hitched a ride atop the reliable Falcon 9 from the sandy shores of Florida, lighting up the sky as it embarked on a journey to the moon's south pole. This is the first U.S. lunar touchdown in over 50 years, and a premiere for private space flights, courtesy of Intuitive Machines. Odysseus is on a week-long cruise to the moon, eyeing a historic landing near the South Pole. This is like a giant leap towards a future where the moon becomes a familiar stop for humanity, teeing up further missions that promise even more rovers and exploration. This lunar mission is part of a bigger scheme where NASA plays matchmaker, bringing together private companies like SpaceX and Intuitive Machines. The goal? To make space travel more wallet-friendly and sustainable, setting the stage for the Artemis missions that dream of not just revisiting the moon, but also setting sights on Mars. In the here and now, SpaceX isn't just moon-gazing, they're gearing up for their next big gig, sending a quartet of astronauts to the International Space Station on the Crew 8 mission. SpaceX isn't just stopping with sending things to the moon. They're also super busy sending astronauts up to live and work in the space station above us, going back and forth almost like a space taxi service. As we finish up, let's just say that everything SpaceX is doing is super exciting. They're making things happen that we used to only dream about or see in movies. Going to the moon, sending people to space, or maybe even getting to Mars one day. That's the kind of stuff they're working on. So keep an eye on the sky, because with SpaceX, there's always something new and thrilling on the horizon. Who knows what they'll do next, but it's sure to be amazing. Thanks for following along on this space adventure with us. It's been a blast, and the best part is there's so much more to come. Let's keep dreaming big and looking up at the stars, because the journey with SpaceX is just getting started, and you don't want to miss what's next.